It's tough for us, but of course also I believe in my team. I believe in that we can make it happen. It's possible. It's possible. Why not?
Barcelona just spent the last 2 years quietly becoming a completely different club, and most fans have not even noticed how much has actually changed.
I think Lamine is performed really good in the last games. So I'm very happy with him, and also what I say to him is he has to make these things where he's the best at the moment in the world.
This is not the same Barcelona that was drowning in debt, selling TV rights years in advance just to survive, and building a team out of loans and free transfers. The club that almost lost its own 18-year-old superstar because it could not afford his contract is gone. What you are watching now is a rebuild built on actual stability, and it is happening faster than anyone expected. Hansi Flick is entering his 3rd season in charge, and La Liga's own president confirmed Barcelona is finally operating under the league's full 1-to-1 financial rule again, meaning the club is no longer trapped in emergency registration drama every single transfer window. The squad is being rebuilt with actual planning instead of panic. Players like Anthony Gordon and Karim Adeyemi have already arrived, bringing a completely different physical profile to the team, more pace, more intensity, a different identity than the possession-only Barcelona most fans grew up watching. And it is not just the players. The coaching staff has been overhauled. The stadium is rising again, phase by phase. Leadership just secured another mandate with over 68% of the vote. Everything about this club, financially, tactically, physically, is being rebuilt at the same time. So here is exactly how Barcelona quietly transformed into a completely different club, and why the version you remember might already be gone for good. Before we get into it, drop a like and comment down below if you have noticed Barcelona playing differently this season, and make sure you are subscribed, because this rebuild is only getting started. Barcelona was a club constantly in survival mode. They sold future TV rights just to register players for the season. They used loopholes and temporary registrations just to keep their biggest stars eligible to play. Every transfer window turned into a financial emergency. That version of the club is gone. La Liga's own president Javier Tebas confirmed Barcelona is now operating back under the league's full 1-to-1 financial rule, meaning the club's spending finally matches what it actually earns, without needing special exceptions or last-minute accounting tricks. This is not a small technical detail. It means Barcelona can plan transfers like a normal club again instead of scrambling every summer just to keep their own players on the pitch. After years of headlines about wage caps and emergency registrations, the club has quietly worked its way back to financial stability, and that alone changes everything about how they can operate moving forward. Players wearing the Barcelona shirt today look almost nothing like the squad from just 2 or 3 seasons ago. Longtime figures like Marc-Andre ter Stegen and Iñaki Peña have been linked with departures, along with academy product Marc Casado, who struggled for consistent game time. Robert Lewandowski's contract expired, ending an era, and Andreas Christensen's future has also come to a close. Ansu Fati, once considered the heir to Messi himself, is set to leave permanently for Monaco. In their place, Barcelona has brought in players with a completely different profile. Anthony Gordon and Karim Adeyemi arrived as major summer signings, both known for pace, directness, and intensity, a sharp contrast to the patient, possession-first identity Barcelona built its reputation on for over a decade. This is not just a squad refresh. It is a deliberate shift in what kind of team Barcelona wants to be. Hansi Flick is now entering his 3rd season in charge, and the club has rewarded him with a contract extension through 2028, with an option through 2029. That kind of security is rare for a Barcelona manager, and it signals something important. This is not a short-term fix. It is a long-term project. Flick and sporting director Deco have reportedly been working closely to build what insiders describe as a squad organized in clear lines: defense, midfield, attack, and bench, all connecting with purpose instead of collecting talented individuals and hoping they fit together. For a club that spent years lurching from one panic signing to the next, this represents a real shift in approach. Less chaos, more structure. Less reactive, more deliberate. And after years of inconsistency, Flick has already delivered back-to-back La Liga titles, giving the club real evidence that this new direction is actually working. The transformation is not just happening on the pitch. Camp Nou itself is rising again after a renovation that forced Barcelona to play away from their own stadium for nearly 2 full seasons. As of early 2026, capacity had grown to over 62,000, with plans to eventually reach 105,000 once construction fully wraps up. For the 2026-27 season, Barcelona is playing a full campaign back in their historic home for the first time since the renovation began. On top of that, club president Joan Laporta was re-elected with over 68% of the vote, securing continued leadership stability at the top of the organization. Financial recovery, a rebuilt squad, a long-term manager, a returning stadium, and stable leadership are all happening at exactly the same time. That almost never happens by accident. Perhaps the biggest change at Barcelona has nothing to do with money spent, and everything to do with a philosophy the club never actually abandoned. Even during the darkest years of financial crisis, when Barcelona could not afford big signings, the club leaned harder than ever on its academy, La Masia, and it is now paying off in a way nobody expected. Lamine Yamal broke into the first team at just 15 years old, back when the club had no other choice but to trust homegrown talent. Today, at 18, he has already made over 100 appearances, scored close to 40 goals, and finished as runner-up for the Ballon d'Or. He is joined by fellow academy graduates Pedri, Pau Cubarsí, Gavi, and Fermin Lopez, players who did not cost the club a single euro in transfer fees but now form the actual spine of the team. Sporting director Deco has publicly stated Yamal is expected to sign a new long-term contract, calling this specific generation of players a chance to make real history at the club. What started as a financial necessity has become Barcelona's greatest advantage. While other clubs spend hundreds of millions chasing talent, Barcelona simply grew their own. Put all of this together, and a clear picture starts to form. This is a club that nearly lost everything financially, and instead of buying its way back to the top, it rebuilt from the inside out. The stadium is being restored piece by piece. The squad is being reshaped with intention instead of panic. The coaching staff has stability for the first time in years. Leadership has been renewed with a clear mandate. And running through all of it is a new generation of academy players who represent something money genuinely cannot buy: actual identity. Barcelona is no longer the club making headlines for financial emergencies and desperate loopholes. It is becoming a club that fans are watching to rediscover exactly what made it special in the first place, just with a completely new cast of players carrying it forward. So if you have not watched a full Barcelona match in a while, here is the reality. The club you remember, the one drowning in debt, scrambling to register players, held together by loans and temporary fixes, does not exist anymore. In its place is a team that is financially stable for the first time in years, built by a manager with real long-term security, filled with new signings chosen for a specific tactical identity, and anchored by a generation of homegrown players good enough to carry the club's entire future on their own. The stadium is rising again. The leadership is settled. And the youngest star in the squad might already be one of the best players on the planet. This is not a rebuild that happened overnight, and it is not one that is finished yet either. But look at where Barcelona was 3 years ago, and look at where they are standing right now. This genuinely is not the same Barcelona you knew, and honestly, that might be the best thing that has happened to this club in a decade. If you made it this far, let me know in the comments what part of this transformation surprised you the most. The financial turnaround, the new signings, or Lamine Yamal and the academy generation. Drop a like if you are excited to see where this Barcelona goes from here, and subscribe because we will be covering every step of this rebuild as the season unfolds.